Hello, gurus. Welcome to another episode. Hope you're having a beautiful day. Protect your capital. Even if you get a little bit of money, if you start compounding it, it grows into a lot. So even if you start with $3,000, and for example, all I would do, the main thing I would do is use NVDA, Google, Apple as my savings account. So I put my $3,000 in there, and I split it into those three, and then I would just I would DCA every month. I would buy one share of Google or one share of Apple. If you have a Google phone, buy Google. Android or Samsung, it's all Google. If you have an Apple phone, iOS phone, iPhone, get Apple. And buy one per month, and then just keep compounding that over years. And if you've been watching, they're growing like crazy. Even Google in the last week is up 20%. But if you've been looking at it, we're going to look at the technicals. I'm going to look at Bitcoin, I'm going to look at Google, and I'm going to look at Apple, and we're going to look at Bitcoin in the technicals. Hit the subscribe button, smash up, thumbs up button, turn on the bell. If you have any questions, let me know in the comment section down below. Learn from me. This isn't financial advice. These are my trades, my investments, my thoughts about the markets. Study what I'm doing, learn from what I'm doing, losses, wins. See my mistakes. You can watch me trading and making these videos every day, which is beautiful. Let's jump into technicals for Bitcoin now. We're going into technicals. And I'm going to quickly show you what I mean by Google. So Google is up 1.3%. In the last month, it's up. How much is it up in the last month? It's up around 21%. In the last, let's say 1 year, it's up 185%. And now let's look at it like if we go back for years and years. If you bought it in 2021, the COVID crash, you would be up on Google around 350% from COVID. If you bought it back in 2019, you would be up 700%, 7 times your money. 700%. Yeah, 7 times your money. So if you put a 10,000, it would be 70,000. If you put 100,000, it would be 700,000. If you put $1 million, it would be 7 million. If you put it back in 2015 into Google, you'd be up 16 times your money. So you get the picture. Let's go into Apple. Apple up 0.7%. If you had bought Apple in the last 1 year, you'd be up 40%. If you bought it with me the last few months, if you bought it since the Iran war crash, you'd be up 106%. If you bought it during COVID, where is COVID? During the COVID crash, you would be up 500%. If you bought it back in 2013, so far 10 years ago, you'd be up 1,400%. And why these are growing like this? Because you can see here, Apple, its P ratio is higher. Apple actually, it's sitting a bit higher on its P ratio. 1 second, I'll bring up the fundamentals. So the fundamentals are the valuations, the revenues. So P ratio is sitting at 34, which is quite high. The golden ratio is 20. So they're a bit overvalued. 34 years times of their earnings to equal their price, their total market cap. Their revenue last year was 416 and 112 billion profit, which is amazing. Google is the same. And the last quarter they made 109 billion and 29 billion profit. And you can see their growth over the years in revenue. And then the same thing when I was showing you about Google. You can see here Google the same. Its P ratio is sitting at 18 times P ratio. Last year they made 402 billion, 132 billion profit. The last quarter they made 119 billion, 112 billion profit. And you can see again Google in the last since 2015, so 10 years ago, it's up 16 times. And right now its PE ratio isn't that high. The golden ratio Warren Buffett teaches is PE ratio of 20 times. It's not undervalued enough. People really demand it. They're paying 20 times its earnings. Google, they're paying 18 times its earnings. So they believe that it's very valuable in the future. They're willing to pay 18 times. But it's not so overvalued that they're paying 290 times like they are with Tesla. And that becomes too overvalued, right? Because 299 years of earnings to equal its price. So that's you can learn much more like that in the Stockroom Master course. I go over the P ratios and fundamentals more. Bitcoin 64K. I'm in a Bitcoin trade right now, which is beautiful. $100 in fees. I've got buy orders laddered down 62, 60, 58, 48. You can see a lot of orders laddered down here. And I want to slowly build a position because it's starting to settle Bitcoin, but it's not really pushing up. So I'm a bit cautious. On the technical side of things, you can see that it's trying to find a bottom here. On the weekly, you can see it's oversold. On the monthly, on the weekly, oversold on the stochastic, and trying to break out of this descending wedge. But they're not always, they're only like, I would say 60% descending wedge to break out. Descending triangle, 60% chance. But you can see it's trying to coil out to break out here. So it does look like there could be a move imminent on Bitcoin if this pattern plays out. If we push out here, we could have a breakout. So breakout potential. I already had that trade set up and I'm in at 1.5 Bitcoin, 19 risk to reward ratio, 1K to 20K. That's my updates in the market. Everyone, you can join the James G chat and discuss with people in there. There's 486 members online. You can also see some samples from Clash of AI's Tesla long. It's ChatGPT 5.6 went long on Tesla. Gemini 3 went long on Solana. So you can see some different Clash of AI's trades and people discussing. You can join that group. All the links are down below under the video. Bybit 30K bonus. WeX, sign up. It's KYC. You can trade from anywhere. Free Telegram, elite traders group, courses, and that's my updates in the market. Everyone, I hope you have a beautiful day. Hit the subscribe button, smash that thumbs up button, turn on the bell, protect your capital, even get 3K. If you have an Apple phone, buy Apple stock every time you buy an Apple phone. If you have a Google phone, buy Samsung or whatever's running on Android, buy Google stock. Anyway, that's what I would do. Not financial advice, but that's what I would do, and I would keep compounding my money. If I'm a plumber, I'm putting in Apple and Google. If I'm a lawyer, I'm putting it in Apple and Google. If I'm a billionaire, I'm putting it in Apple and Google. And I would just keep compounding DCA over time, and use that as a base if you're just learning. And then when you learn more about trading, you learn about PE ratios, fundamentals, you find other companies, and then you've seen my watch list where I have like 12 different assets that I'm following, and I'm trying to put 10% allocations in there, trying to compound them. I'm trying to sell them when they're overbought, and I'm trying to buy them when they're oversold. And I'm trying to compound my capital, and then I'm trying to push messages of peace, protect the nature, the trees and the animals, and have an amazing day. And I'll see you all again tomorrow.